Hey everybody, it's Rob the Backyard Gardener, and yeah, I've grown out the winter beard. But winter is almost over and it's almost springtime. So I figured I'd go ahead and share a little bit of updates with you guys and show you a fun little project if you want to start some seeds on your own. So first and foremost, I'd like to start off by apologizing for not being present a lot of last year towards the end of the year. With everything that was going on in 2020, I took a break from the gardening. And plus, at the end of the day, a lot of the series that I have been updating you guys on really was no updates. As many of you know, a few weeks ago, we had that Texas freeze, and I did lose some plants. And I will update you on what I've lost later on over the next few weeks. But we did manage to save most of my citrus trees that I brought in, my avocado trees that I brought inside. But some of the other plants in the garden may have perished. Although my peach trees, pear trees, apple trees, all those from seed obviously need the freeze, or at least the chill hours in order to produce blossoms. And we hadn't had much of a freeze all winter, so to speak, or at least not much to speak of. And I was concerned we wouldn't see any flowers this year. But I'm very optimistic that 2021 is going to be the year that my peach trees and the rest of my apple trees really put on some flowers and hopefully some edible fruit. Now that we've caught you up on all that, I do want to share, since it is that time of the season where you might be thinking about starting some seed starts, I wanted to share a quick little tip on how to use some home products that maybe you would throw away or recycle otherwise, but now you can recycle and use for seed starts. Let's go ahead and go inside, and I'll show you this quick, easy little project you can do to make mini greenhouses to start your seeds. So this is basically the simplest greenhouse ever. It almost doesn't need any explanation. All I'm using is some toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls. You can use whatever you want if you want to cut them smaller, and a water bottle. These are things we would have recycled anyway, but instead of sending away to the recycling, I'm going to make a little mini greenhouse out of it. I'll go ahead and explain it, but again, I could probably just show you a final product and it'd be that simple. All we're going to do is remove this label right here, and then we're going to take scissors or a knife and cut 180 degrees on this water bottle, leaving 180 degrees intact. So basically, half the water bottle intact, half not, and we're only cutting at the very top rib, if you will. These are all these little ribs, and if your water bottle doesn't have ribs, then just make sure you line up the toilet paper roll with it so that you know that you're not going to go shorter than the roll. Let me go ahead and get that done first, and I'll bring you back. So as you can see, we cut it right there at the top ribbing, so to speak, and we've got 180 degrees as far as what's still intact, maybe a little less. I like it to flap back down. The key here is that I want it to have kind of a seal when I let it close. So if I were to have it not sealed, then if I cut it too much, it might stay open. And I want it to be a little bit like a greenhouse. Now this is a used one. I actually have a couple of used ones that I had tested last year and I kept, but bottom line is it's pretty basic. All we're gonna do now is you can fold in the bottom of this toilet paper roll, just like this, until you create a nice little pocket. Just like that. And once we've done that, you're gonna kind of press it down to give it a base. And now we're gonna fill that with soil. And once it's filled with soil, it goes in here, and I'll show you what that looks like next. So here you go. Now we've got the toilet paper roll filled with some soil. Obviously, we need to moisten that and plant a seed or sow a seed in there. And then you have the little mini greenhouse. And what I like about it is it does allow some air in. And obviously, this is a reused setup. If I made a fresh one, it would probably snap back all the way. But either way, it's ready to rock and roll. Let me show you a couple of seed starts that I had done about 3 weeks ago and how much further along they already are. So here I've got a tombstone pepper and a Carolina Reaper pepper. Actually, a couple of the seeds sprouted up. I always sow 2 seeds at a time. And now that both of them have come up in both these, I'll have to trim it down to 1. These are ready for transplant, but I wanted to show you that when it's a new setup, how well it seals. You can see it on these. And I've opened these up to water them several times, but they've outgrown their current situation. But I just wanted to show these to you. That way you get an idea how easy this is. Again, recycling some stuff that we would have otherwise thrown in the trash or recycled, hopefully. I love the way this setup looks. First of all, its functionality is great. It helps germinate the seeds that would take a lot longer because it is a greenhouse effect. So it keeps the humidity up within these little greenhouses, which then allows better germination, quicker germination, and less watering because the moisture stays contained within. What's also nice about this is when you're ready to plant this outside, because paper towel rolls and toilet paper rolls are biodegradable, I can actually plant that whole plug right into the ground. And if you recall, we folded it in, so there's a little bit of room for the roots to come out through the bottom. Pretty basic, simple setup. Hopefully, it's something that you guys find useful for when you're starting your seeds. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. I just wanted to share a little bit of updates with you, let you know that I'm still here, and I plan on updating you on all of my trees grown from seeds series. And by the way, that's my dog, Kai. He's kind of sad because I'm outside without him. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this quick little update video as well as the seed starting greenhouse idea. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy gardening, and thanks for watching.